Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be making a guide for Berial the heroic Gauntlet, who has just come out, how to clear to difficulty 6 with a couple of different team options. We're going to do a bit of testing, but there is one major team which is working really well for practically everyone, and credit to it goes to Kolos Kathel. Yeah, it is a difficult, I don't know exactly how to pronounce the name, but that is the person who came up with the team. Now, first of all, to talk about Berial, if you read his enhanced ability, Berial marks all his targets when a battle starts. The mark is removed if a target gains a shield from another hero, which means you need to have shielders on the team. At full energy, Berial will cast Shadow Trick, killing all marked targets and reapplying marks. Basically, when he's casting his ultimate, you need to have removed the marks onto your allies, which can only happen by shielders. The best form of shielder is going to be Lucius if you have him. He has AoE shielding, especially if your team is all grouped up together. He can shield all of yourself with his one ultimate cast. And also, we have to take advantage of the overcharge spell. We have the overcharge spell this season, which is going to give you more energy gain. And it's really going to be useful for allowing Lucius to cast his ultimate before Berial is able to cast his ultimate. It's basically going to be a race to see who can cast the ultimate first. So the team is going to be Korin, who does provide shield to your allies and decent damage. Odie, who is a lot of people will have built up, and he's high damage output, which is really going to help you. Rowan for more energy generation to try and get that Lucius shield really quickly. You're going to have Lucius in the back with the overcharge spell. And then finally, you're going to have Smokey just for healing and attack buff to power up your damage list further. But as you can see with a formation like this, it's really grouped up. Odie is way up front, so Lucius is probably going to shield the whole team, or Korin can help. And that is going to remove the marks. So let's take a look at this. We're on difficulty 1, so it should be pretty easy, but you can see here, we have the marks onto our team, and it will be a race. We need to have Lucius to cast his shielding to remove the marks. So we have the Rowan to give the energy, and now look at that. Lucius is able to cast his shield, and we're all grouped up together, so Lucius' shield is going to shield everyone. Now, there are some other recommendations, like for example, Coco, but the problem is, first of all, you need to have Mythic plus Coco, and second of all, Coco's shield only activates after a damage reduction wears off, so it's like really delayed. Lucius is an immediate shield, so like Lucius is going to be the fastest way of getting rid of this the mark onto your allies. So Lucius with the overcharge spell with Rowan for energy generation, like you can't really get better than that. And now you could really use any hero, like for example, even if you didn't want to run Korin, I bet you could even use Shakir. I don't think really Korin is that important, because really Lucius is providing all of the shielding for your allies and Rowan with the energy generation. So even if your Lucius is at like a lower ascension, he doesn't need to be Supreme Plus or anything. He just needs his ultimate, which he has even at 1 copy. And then Rowan as well, he will work for his ultimate for the energy, and then that's all you need. Then you get the shield for your allies, and then you just kill Berial. Now, it is important to have Smokey and Odie because you need the damage as well. You can't just, for example, have a shielder and a really tanky team. You need to kill the Berial too. And when you get to the higher difficulties, killing him can be the problem. And so, but honestly speaking, you really don't even need Korin. Like, you could literally have any other hero here, even a full support like Coco, who isn't doing anything. It just doesn't really matter, because just Odie and Smokey should be enough damage to break through the Berial. But let's see what happens here, because the Rowan energy generation also powers up Odie further. Odie can cast more ultimates for damage. If you have Odie's charms, that's even better, because charms are going to apply to this game mode, which is useful. But what I've heard from people is that if you don't have enough damage, you might not be able to clear it, because definitely the Lucius Rowan combo, everyone is going to be able to do that, even without him being built up. But if you don't have the damage in the higher difficulties, that can be a little bit of a problem, right? Like, you're not really worried about him killing you, because yeah, when he casts his ultimate, he's going to reapply all of these marks onto your allies, but then your Lucius is going to cast another shield and remove them, so you're not worried about that. But the damage is going to be the major issue. Definitely you could do like Hugin as well. Hugin is also a good shielder, but I think fewer people have Hugin built up. But let's just say we went for Hugin. Now, I think that, okay, if we went for Hugin, I would probably try a team position like this, because I think this can also still work. Lucius should still shield my whole grouped up allies, and in this way, you'll have even more power onto the Odie, because Hugin is going to be buffing up the Odie, and if you have Hugin's charms as well, that is going to be great. maybe Hugin could die. Like, Berial did hit him pretty hard, but as long as Hugin doesn't die, this should be pretty good for you. Rowan going to give the energy to the Lucius, and now everyone is stabilized. More damage for the Odie is always good with the Hugin, so I think this can be a good team option that you can try. Hugin in front of Odie. Even if your Hugin isn't even that built up, it's just going to ramp up Odie's damage a little bit more, and also provide more shielding for your team. So definitely I think you're going to want to have Rowan, Lucius. You could add Hugin into the mix. You should have Smokey as well. The healing is nice. The attack buff is good for your damage. And Odie as a damage dealer. You should definitely have. But yeah, like replacing Hugin for Korin, probably that is the best option for most people. Like we had with the initial comp. But like I'm just thinking maybe if someone doesn't have Korin built, I think it would still be fine. Like what other options could we try here? Like, definitely, I think Shakir would be pretty good. Probably could even do Brutus. Let's try Brutus. Because basically, I'm just trying to get the factional synergy. Either 3 Maulers or 3 Lightbearers. Okay, the team is in a little bit of an awkward position over here. Because, like, Lucius has had to walk up further than he normally walks up. But we're going to shield all of my allies. But Lucius, I think, was not shielding himself. But he has another ability to shield himself. So that should be fine. But here I think maybe damage could be an issue, because let's watch the clock. We have the execution mark onto Berial. I think at this rate with Smokey and Odie, it should be enough, honestly. Like even if you have Odie at Supreme plus 10 exclusive equipment with Smokey, I would think it would be enough. Yeah, the mark is still on Lucius, but he has a self shield, so that's fine. Yeah, so Brutus is definitely not like a good choice here, but I was just thinking like, what if you don't have any other options? I think really the core is Rowan, Lucius, Smokey, Odie. Everyone should be running those 4, and then as a final hero, you can just mix and match, basically. But Korin probably would be the best, like the initial comp. But, yeah, I want to try one final team, because now we're going to be moving on to difficulty 6, which will be the hardest, just to make sure that basically any comp can work. Okay. Oh, we have the gift. We have to get the lucky satchel from the chat. Okay, final difficulty, let's go. So, Korin definitely is going to be the best. Are there any other options for light bearers that could be good? Like probably Sinbad would be pretty good. Hugin was good. I really think Hugin is a pretty good option. And for the Maulers, what is another hero that a lot of people have built up? I mean, Kruger maybe. I would try it. Let's just try Shakir and see if it's gonna work. But I would have it in a position like think like this, yeah, because then Shakir should hopefully end up in a position where he's all grouped up with the team. I just didn't want Shakir to run way too far up, because then I wouldn't be able to shield all of my team. So here, Odie is taking quite a bit of damage being in the front, but it does seem fine with all of the healing we have as well on difficulty 6. Shakir definitely would be good. Actually, Mikola would be good too. So even if you had Shakir and Mikola, I think that would be a great option. Shakir specifically, though, is going to ramp up the Odie's damage even further than any other sort of team comp. Let's go ahead and watch on times 2 speed, because we're going to do another test after this. Yeah, you're able to cleanse the marks in time. That's not an issue. It's just Odie's survivability looks like it could be a little bit of a problem here. Like maybe if you're not as upgraded, maybe he could die. But then I guess Korin would also help with that. I want to try now the Hugin team. Because like a Hugin at Mythic, because maybe other people have a Hugin at Legendary Plus or maybe Mythic. Let's see whether that can work here. So rather than the Shakir, have the Hugin, because I really like that team. I think it can be pretty good, as long as the Hugin doesn't die. And I feel like with the Hugin shield, the Rowan potions, it should be enough, right? Oh, no. That was too close. Yeah, I probably would not recommend this team then for difficulty 6. It looks like it's, it's way too risky. Like, we're barely surviving, but honestly, he's at Mythic. And, like, I think a lot of people might not have him at Mythic, so I'm not going to recommend that team. So, not Hugin. Honestly, Thorin, but then the thing is, we don't have a factional synergy. I wonder, Thorin, though. Thorin would be, like, really safe. But yeah, I think it's just better off running Korin. Like this team, let's go ahead and try this team, which was the recommended team. I want to see Odie's survivability. Are there any issues here? I think there's going to be less because Korin is also going to shield Odie. Rowan is going to potion Odie. Smokey's going to heal Odie. Lucius is going to shield Odie. Basically, everyone is supporting Odie. It's like very low risk of Odie falling here, but honestly, I don't think Shakir is a bad option. Maybe even Mikola, because Shakir gives damage reduction to the Odie, and Mikola gives some more healing, which can be nice. So basically, any of these teams can work. Hopefully, you guys are able to clear the Heroic Gauntlet of Berial. It doesn't seem too difficult. And don't worry, even if you can't clear difficulty 6, that is only for 5 Twilight Essences. Really, you're getting all of your major rewards, which are the golden essences for crafting, which is really important. We really need those essences to craft more charms because we had a major shortage of them. So those were the major rewards, and even the Velvet Vouchers. So like, getting them at the earlier difficulties is good. Even if you miss out on the Twilight Essence, don't worry about it, but hopefully these teams are going to work. If you guys have any other team recommendations, feel free to share them in the comment section. I can, I'm sure, help out other players. But thank you guys all for watching. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. If you want to talk to me more, you can join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link in the description of this video. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.